Hello. Saturday morning still for another 25 minutes. 19 degrees. Pretty much it's overcast. It's overcast, so I don't think we're going to see the sun today. At least not here. Finally got my GoPro Hero 12 problem figured out. Well, I didn't. A few other people did. They figured it out for me. The issue is that I'm gonna get this straight. The GoPro runs on H265, and I need H264. Is it H264? H264? I think it is. I can't remember. Well, anyway. Yeah, it is 264 or 265, isn't it? I think. Yep, it is. My memory's not doing too good today. So, after they figured that out, this is going to take an extra step in editing, because before I can edit it, I need to take it from H265 and knock it down to H264. I think they got that right. Yeah. The GoPro Hero, and this is my beef with GoPro. I don't know why they did this. I know they had to upgrade things, but I wish they kind of, and there is no other YouTuber that I know of. Maybe I've missed him or her, but I don't think there's anybody talking about when you buy the GoPro Hero 12, 13, they run off Kodak H265. You need to knock that down to 264 or it's not going to work. I mean, it'll work, but it doesn't work. It doesn't show the thumbnail of a video. I run VLC. So when I put the video from the GoPro onto my computer, I don't get the thumbnail from the video or some certain part of the thumbnail. All I get is the VLC cone. That's an H265. When someone sent me, well, it's actually Ken Stout Live. He took one of my videos or the video I had sent him, and it was at 265. He took it down to H268, H264, and then sent it back to me. Worked just fine. That's when we figured out that it's the Kodak of H265, H264. It is. GoPro should have put a notice in there somewhere that you need to do that. Should say, well, see, they give you a warning. The only warning they give you is before you use the GoPro 12 and 13. Well, any GoPro. The GoPro Hero 7, the 12, the 13, all of them in between. You need to update the firmware on the GoPro. I didn't do that with this one. Maybe I should have. So that's my only gripe about the GoPro is now I have to go use an encoder or something, whatever it's called, shutter encoder. And that takes it from H265 down to H264. Then I go edit the video, then I upload it to YouTube. So there's one extra step involved in this whole thing, but it would have been nice if GoPro would have said something. They should have had 2 warnings. One, update the firmware before you even use it. Number 2, a warning that the GoPro Hero 12 and the 13 and beyond run at the codec of 265. And through editing, you need to take it through H265 and knock it down to H264. Otherwise, the thumbnail or whatever you call it isn't going to show up. And it doesn't. With mine, all I was getting is the VLC cone. I'll show you guys what I'm talking about real quickly. It may not even do it. Oh yeah, it will. This is all I was getting for a thumbnail. Is the VLC, whatever this is called, cone, whatever they call it. That's all I was getting for the thumbnail of my videos. And I tried for a couple of days. I tried everything. Sorry, didn't mean to touch the GoPro, but had to make an adjustment because things are just crooked. So that's my warning and my advice to everybody. When you get a GoPro Hero 12, 2 things you need to do: update your firmware, and then get an encoder that will take the codec from H265 down to 264. Because, I mean, the video before I did all this, it would show that VLC cone. But if I were to click on that, the video would work. However, when I took it from the computer and then tried to import media, import that video that I made and try to import it into DaVinci Resolve, it kept saying media offline. Like, why is it saying that? Never had the problem with the GoPro Hero 7. This one, I don't know if you guys can see it or not, but probably, yeah. See, it says 7. Well, it's backwards, but it is 7. The one you're watching now, this video on, is the GoPro Hero 12. Couldn't figure it out for days. In fact, a lot of us couldn't. It took us a while, a day or two, to finally come to the conclusion that what I actually need to do is get an encoder and knock it off H265 down to H264. GoPro should have set a warning. They should have put a warning out there. So they didn't, so now I'm going to do it for them and do it for every YouTube that has been doing the reviews on the GoPro Hero 12. They're not saying anything, at least not that I know of, but they're not saying anything about the codec H265, and you need to bring it down to H264 before editing your video, because it just won't work. So there's my warning to you guys. Turn on the light a little dark. Yeah, so everything about the GoPro is wonderful. The stabilization on these GoPro Hero 12s is wow. When I did the bike ride out of my parking lot yesterday, and it's a little bit rough at the end, you would have never known it. This one shows a little bit of the bumps. You know, you can see a little bit of the stabilization isn't quite as good as it is on the GoPro Hero 12. Because you would have never known I went over bumps. You will a little bit on this one. The super stabilization on the GoPro Hero 12. Lovely. That's the one compliment I will give to the GoPro Hero 12 is the super stabilization is super. It is really, it works really good. There's a couple other settings I need to play with for color grading and doing some other stuff, and I haven't learned everything about the GoPro Hero 12. There's a lot of learning to do, so might have to take somebody's advice and find the online GoPro Hero 12 manual and download that, and I guess it's 100 some pages or whatever that person said. So yeah. But yeah, that's my only gripe about the GoPro Hero 12 is they should have left them on the H264. I'm not quite sure why they did, but I think I'm about one or maybe two or three other YouTubers that might talk about the codec of H264 and H265 and the GoPro Hero 12. I couldn't find, maybe you guys can find videos where someone actually talks about it, but I couldn't. So here I am telling you, if you get the GoPro Hero 12, you're going to have to get an encoder because these GoPro Hero 12s run on H265. And if you're going to do any kind of video editing or even be able to view the video at all on a normal settings, you need to get it down to H264. I know they needed to upgrade things and kind of make things better, but the codec of H265 and H260, they should have left it alone. Because like I said, no problems with the GoPro Hero 7. Works perfectly fine. I don't need, these are on 264. Or I got that backwards. H264 up, no, it's H265. I think downgraded to H264. Yeah, okay. Whew. It's gonna take me a while to remember that. So yeah, I kind of hope GoPro kind of changes things, because like I said, now I got to go through an extra step in video editing. I've got to encode it and then edit it and then upload it to YouTube and yada yada yada. I mean, I'll do it. I mean, it's just gonna take me a little bit longer to get a video out, because I gotta do the video encoding, then I've gotta edit it, then upload it. So one extra step added, which really isn't all that bad, but still kind of wish that GoPro would have said something in their packaging or somewhere online that says, hey, warning, these GoPro Hero 12s run on the codec H265, and if you're going to do any kind of video editing, you need to bring it down to H264, which the GoPro Hero 12s don't run on. They run on H265. So GoPro, you need to fix that. You need to do something about it, because it's not necessarily a pain in the but like I said, it's an extra step, and it's going to take me a little bit longer to get a video out because of this extra step. The encoder, the shutter encoder, is what it's called, is what I use. It's not that fast. I used it last night. I'm going to try to get in today with this video, but doesn't seem to run all that fast to me. It seems rather slow, although when I was on the Zoom Homies last night with Ken Stout Live and all the other people, they were saying that when you're running Zoom and trying to run Shutter and Coder at the same time, Shutter and Coder will slow down because Zoom it's a resource hog. So yeah, that's, but you know, like I said, everything else about the GoPro Hero 12, lovely. I am really gonna like this. I'm really going to love the GoPro Hero 12. And now that we got things figured out, I can go on to making videos and bike riding videos, and yeah, it was quite an adventure for the beginning of this GoPro. It was not what I expected, but in the end, we got it all straightened out, and now I'm back to making videos. Sorry for the long pause for last week of being absent, all 6-7 days of last week. But as having issues, obviously, with the GoPro 12, couldn't figure things out. Then last night, we figured it out. It's an encoding issue that GoPro didn't tell anybody about, and they should have. GoPro should have said something, and so should the people on YouTube. I'm the first one that's probably going to be doing it. That, I'll say it again, if you buy the GoPro Hero 12, 13 and up, they run on H265, or the Kodak or whatever it's called. That needs to be encoded down to H264. So let's be careful of that if you're one that likes to go out buying GoPros or action cameras. For one thing, update your firmware. Then unfortunately, with these new GoPros, you need to get it encoded and knock it down from H265 down to H264. That's the only small downfall to these newer GoPros. Yeah, I kind of wish they hadn't done that, but they did, so other than that, at 11:53, it's almost lunchtime. I'm going to let you all go. Hope you have a great Saturday. Lovely Saturday. Have fun. Be safe. I'll catch you next time. Bye for now.